What's up, everybody? This is Kieran and Reese, otherwise known as the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer with O.C.G, and hopefully I'm live. About to go live with Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I played through all three of the original Donkey Kong Country games, and I want to do returns, but I can't really. Okay, let me start the game and let me make sure everything's working right. I'm gonna check my stream, make sure it's all working right. The chat's working. I haven't streamed on switching them all. Oh, yeah, things working. Okay, let me test it. Ah. Shipwreck Shore. God never give me maybe look at everything. God in heaven, by which I mean God in heaven and only God in heaven, not code of slang for anyone else, just God in heaven and Jesus. Please listen to my words and intentions right now and do me 4 favors. 1, please forgive me for doing sins of deals or drink. Please do the sins of deals, make safe drink, and consider a dead man. 2, please reduce your route for the next 12 hours right now. 3, please let my day be okay. 4, please let me be okay. And then can it be chaos? Shit. Shit. Sorry, Cranky. I have a reason now. Try. Oh, I'm sorry. Looked like L.I. Trunk Twister. The UI was weird. It almost looked like it was like Tri-Link Twister. instead of Trunk Twister. Oh, great. Oh. I hoped it would let me do it again. Shit. Well, I was never going for a perfect score in any of the games anyway. Just playing them to have fun. Fuck. Oh, shit. Big Top Bop. So I guess let's go to the boss fight. Big Top Bop. I actually remember the boss fights in this game being pretty great. The boss fights in the original Donkey Kong Country games were kind of eh. So they actually made pretty good boss fights in this in returns. Fucker. Love how he's bouncing fish on his head. Really living down the fucking seal stereotypes, huh, bro? Shit. Really, asshole? Oh, you're upset? Yeah, I was upset when you took my island home, cocksucker. Actually, we'll commend this game for having pretty good boss fights. Most 2D platformers in general have pretty shitty boss fights. The downside, however, is that the bosses in this game are actually usually pretty long and have multiple phases. Well, pretty long by comparison. Fucker. Alright. I also think the Sonic games did a much better job of having good boss battles compared to Mario, for instance. No. This is just Switch. You're gonna see me do emulation sooner or later. Maybe even later tonight. I don't know. That's my Xbox One that I have for emulation. This is just me natively playing Switch. Fuck it, dog. I hadn't played Switch stuff in a while, so I felt like it. Ah, you bastard. And I'm thinking about getting the Paper Mario 1000-Year Door remake for Switch. In a few days, I almost have enough money. Paper Mario 1000-Year Door is one of my favorite games. And, the Switch version is actually a remake. It's not, some people say it's a remaster, it's not. Like, it's a total redo. Autumn Heights. Yeah, this is when the scheme starts to get good. And I would say that the Paper Mario and the 1000-Year Door is not only one of my favorite Mario games, one of my favorite games, period. It's just a damn great RPG, honestly. Like, even without the Mario license. I don't know. I was given some money as an early birthday gift. And it wasn't enough to get Crimson Desert or a new PS5 controller, which is what I wanted. But it's the best my family could do, so I was thinking instead I could get a cheaper Switch game. I'm just contemplating it. I haven't made up my mind. When it comes to money, I really think things over. In most of my life, I'm very decisive. But when it comes to money, I don't get a whole lot of money, so I really mull over what I want to do with whatever money I got. Sometimes I'll spend days trying to decide on what game to get. Ah, shit. And I streamed all three. I streamed all three of the original Donkey Kong Country games on the channel, and that was a pretty popular series of streams, believe it or not. Like I said, that's the thing about YouTube. You never know what's gonna hit. You can theorize, but you never know. So I was like, okay, I'll do the rest. But the only way I could play back when my Series X was still working, I could have easily emulated Donkey Kong Country Returns. But now the only way for me to play the original Donkey Kong Country Returns is to get the Switch port. And it's a cheap, dirty Switch port for $60. Fuck that, man. Like I said, to give you an example, literally... Okay, here's what I mean. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD is just a fucking Wii game from like 15 years ago, 16 years ago now. In HD. That's literally all you get, basically, is an enhanced resolution. For $60, compare that to Paper Mario, which was a total fucking remake. And those are the same price. That's what I mean. But I guess Nintendo thought, oh, it's Donkey Kong, so we can get away with a lot more. Whereas Paper Mario's more of a niche audience, and won't put up with that shit. But I do not want to fucking spend $60 on a bare-ass fucking port. And I'm kind of tired of Nintendo's bullshit, so... If I was gonna get a Switch game, it would be the Donkey... If I was gonna get a Switch game, it would be the Paper Mario remake. Or Metroid Prime 4. That came out and that actually looks good. Not a fucking Wii U game, original Wii game that barely has any thought put into it. It's like even Skyward Sword. So they brought Skyward Sword to Switch a few years ago. And, you know, that actually had a lot of work put into it. Because they had to totally reconfigure all of the controls in Skyward Sword to work without motion controls. And well, honestly, there's a bit of franchise bias there for me because I like Donkey Kong Country, don't get me wrong, but pretty much nothing tops Zelda for me. Mountain Mania. Oh, hey, Rhino. If I'm not mistaken, it's Rammy the Rhino. I don't know, man. Alternately, I might just hold on to my money until I get enough money to get Crimson Desert. That's a game I really want to get. Oh shit. Ah, shit. The Crimson Desert is kind of like... It's kind of the giant RPG fucking tour de force I've been waiting for, honestly. Ah, then I kill myself immediately. Out of the gate. Great job, man. You know, like, there's lots of good RPGs. We're constantly getting good RPGs every year. But every so often, there's an RPG that comes along and it sets the standard. You know what I mean? Like... for what you can expect from an RPG. And I felt like we hadn't... Ah, shit! I felt like we hadn't had that in ages. You know, like Skyrim. Back in the day when Skyrim first came out, it redefined what we could expect from an RPG. Had that in ages. You know, like Skyrim. Back in the day when Skyrim first came out. I'm just trying to redefine what we can expect from an RPG. Yeah, fuck IGN. And I kill myself again. IGN actually has something, I swear to God, they actually have something against Asian developers. Like, it's actually like a thing. Fuck! Yeah, Crimson Desert, yeah. Like, I swear, IGN actually has something against, Asian developers. Like, they will, be overly critical of Asian developers and not critical of Western developers. Like, they ran a smear campaign, on Stellar Blade. If you remember that scandal a few years back. They were actually, it wasn't just, we don't like this game. They were actually saying that there was sexist shit at the studio and sexual harassment. And later did we find out none of that's true. IGN was basically pulling that out of their ass. And honestly, I'm surprised they didn't fucking sue them, because that's not like saying your opinion. That's borderline fucking slander. So you had people thinking that this was some kind of studio where they sexually harassed people. And there's none of that. Like, they actually did, like, multiple articles shitting on Stellar Blade. And then I could show you, like, they have a thing with Asian developers. I swear to God, they even made articles saying, well, we think the way Asian people make games is disgusting. And, I think that carried over into Crimson Desert. And, okay, a couple things that, I think deserve mention. Number one, they have a hatred for Asian developers. Number two, there were some flaws at launch. They have rapidly patched the shit out of Crimson Desert. Like, the speed at which they have patched Crimson Desert and added in things that people have asked for is fucking insane. I'm honestly struggling to think of a game that has patched it more quickly. Like, both, not just like bugs and glitches and stuff, but like people have asked for features to be implemented that they've implemented incredibly quickly. Like, I would say that Crimson Desert was good at launch, but there were problems at launch. Nearly every problem that was in Crimson Desert at launch is fixed. Like, to the extreme. Like, if you saw just the amount of improvements they made when the game came out in March, so the game hasn't even been out 2 months yet, if you saw the amount of improvements that they've actually put fucking in, it's ridiculous. So, like, the speed at which they are patching stuff and adding in stuff that people have asked for, it's fucking insane. I don't think I've ever seen a developer respond faster to fan feedback and implemented it so thoroughly. So, like, I would never have given it, like, a 6. But I can understand there were problems at launch. Those have been fixed. And that's also the thing, is none of these reviewers, none of these reviewers, are ever beholden to games when they change. So, like, I feel like if you reviewed a game and the game improves and patches it, that you're, like, you should be honor-bound to, cover that. Well, I mean, if you're a professional reviewer, like, if that's your fucking literal job. And they don't. So, anyone who ever looks up IGN's review of Crimson Desert is going to see a 6. And even if, technically speaking, whatever problems the IGN have with it are gone now, won't matter. That's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, if I was a reviewer and, like, I gave an opinion about a game, which, I mean, I'm trying to be, and it significantly changed, I would have to say, make a new video or put in, like, an asterisk or something and say, hey, by the way, most of this is fixed now. And also, they gave fucking Dragon Age the Veilguard fucking 9. Dude, that game was hot fucking garbage. And I also think, I think a lot of the reason why a lot of people are more forgiving of some of the flaws that Crimson Desert had is because of how ambitious Crimson Desert is. If you've seen the scope of Crimson Desert, it is fucking insane. My dad's put over 100 hours into Crimson Desert, and he's still, there are multiple huge regions he's just now finding in the world. Every time God damn it. Every time I go in there to see my dad playing the game, he's in a brand new region that looks nothing like I've seen. He hasn't even finished the main story. And, like, he's constantly finding new secrets, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's like, imagine a game that's like 5, 6, 7 times bigger than fucking Skyrim. And filled with this more shit. That's what I'm saying. It's not just big for the sake of being big. That's what I mean, like, Skyrim was never perfect. But it was so ambitious, it swung for the fences. It redefined what we thought an RPG could be. That's what the type of game Crimson Desert is. You know? Like, that redefines the RPG for this generation. And that's what I felt like we've been lacking. Where we've had a lot of good RPGs, but we hadn't had an RPG that raised the bar in years. And that's what I'm saying, Crimson Desert fucking raises the bar. Ah, shit. Wow, actually, this level's pretty difficult. Oh well. And lately, fucking South Korea, has been dominating in the games market. They didn't have a whole very big presence in the games market. I mean, you know, when people, usually it's Japanese, some Chinese people dominate the market. Fuck off. But 5 or 6 years ago, fucking South Korea had like no impact on the video game market. And now, in the past 5 or 6 years, we've had a lot of really awesome fucking games come out of South Korea, man. Stellar Blade, Liza P, which, by the way, Liza P is like literally one of my favorite games of all time ever. Crimson Desert. And I mean, what the fuck is it with IGN and 6 out of 10 reviews lately? Anyway, fuck. They give fucking Mouse PI for Hire 6 out of 10 too. That game looks fucking awesome. And I quote, they said, it's a game, okay, it's a game set in a Looney Tunes inspired world. It's like Steamboat Willie with guns, in a world full of mice. And they say that they make too much cheese jokes, and that it's not serious enough. That the guy going into it was expecting it to be like fucking L.A. Noire. Like, well, it's a noir game. No, it's a fucking toon shooter with detective elements. That's not, if you, like, did you come into this expecting fucking L.A. Noire? I mean, the fucking IGN review for Mouse PI for Hire, he literally talks about ludonarrative dissonance and says, well, I'm supposed to be a private detective, but I keep killing all these people. It's a game about toon mice. It ain't that deep, bro. I mean, like, where do we fucking start with that shit? If we start... Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's an extraction shooter, okay. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean it shouldn't get a fucking, high review. But honestly, and, you know, bear in mind, I've seen some of Marathon. I have not played Marathon. I have no interest in playing Marathon, to be honest with you, because I'm not into extraction shooters, so Marathon could be the best extraction shooter in the world. That's not the type of game I like to play. But the general word of mouth that I have heard is that it's not even that good for an extraction shooter. Like, many people I've talked to about Marathon have said, many people I've talked to about Marathon, have said that it's mid. Like, I've never heard anyone say Marathon is bad. I've just heard, eh. Like, that's all I've ever heard is meh. And as for Resident Evil, I have to agree with them there. Well. I haven't played Neo 3. I played Neo 1 and 2 and liked them. Oh, shit. But as for Resident Evil Requiem, yeah. Shit. I have to agree with that one. Although I actually might go farther than that and give it a 10, honestly. Oh, wow. Just immediately kill yourself. Fantastic. I honestly think Resident Evil Requiem is fucking fantastic. Again, holy shit. Like, it's as close to a 10 out of 10 as you're gonna get, honestly. And it is definitely... I'd have to think. I don't know about that one. I haven't played that one. It wouldn't surprise me if it's good. The other Octopath Traveler games are good. I've been playing Octopath Traveler 1 and liking it. 2 looks even better. But... with Requiem, it's about as close to a 10 out of 10 as you're gonna get. And, because you're never gonna get a perfect game, even a 10 out of 10. I don't think such a thing as a perfect game exists. At all, ever. I don't think any game is perfect, without fault. So even a 10 out of 10 doesn't mean no flaws. Or it doesn't to me. For other people, they think 10 out of 10 is no flaws. But then, in my opinion, there wouldn't be a 10 out of 10 ever, because there's no such thing as an absolutely perfect game. Nothing is perfect. So, oh shit. This level's really cool though, actually. Even though I'm dying. You're going from fucking a minecart to a bobsled to a minecart. And then the blade behind you is creating the level in front of you. It's actually really cool. But I have to think about it, but honestly, without a doubt, Resident Evil 9 is one of the best Resident Evil games. Like, I don't know if I would say it's my favorite Resident Evil game, because I like so many Resident Evil games, and they're so different. But I absolutely would put Resident Evil 9 in the top tiers of the series. And it is, without a doubt, one of the best Resident Evil games ever made. And I think that's actually a mark of very high... shit. I think it's a mark of very high distinction, considering how many great games come out of Resident Evil. I was floored by how good it was. And I killed myself again. Fuck a duck. I was floored by how good it was. It was better than I expected. I thought it was going to be great, but it was better than I expected. Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing that. Fuck. I'm going to play through it again here soon. In the next week or roughly 2 weeks, they're releasing a free minigame for Resident Evil 9, and I'm 99% sure it's going to be the Mercenaries, which I originally wanted the game to have. They never promised it was going to have Mercenaries, but I always thought it should because the gameplay's so good it deserved a Mercenaries. And yeah, they said a free minigame is coming in May, and then they just implied that it's going to be early, and they were heavily implying that it's going to be the Mercs. And I'm really excited for that, but you need to have a completed save file, and I played a lot of 9, and I got most of everything done, but I didn't get 100% complete. I missed a couple of things. Oh shit, wow. So, and they've already confirmed that for this minigame, you need to have beaten the game. You have to have a completed save file. So, pretty soon, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, I'm going to restart up RE9. I missed a couple of things that stopped me from getting to 100%. And I want to get those and then have a completed save file in time for the Mercs, or whatever the minigame is if it's not the Mercs. Either way, you have to have a completed save file, and I don't. I decided to clean slate and start over. And there's also going to be a big-ass story DLC for 9 coming this year. Or several, so I'm excited. We have a minigame on the way, and we have even more stuff coming. Yeah. And see, that's the thing. Did fucking IGN give Resident Evil 9 a 9 because they actually liked it, or because Leon was the hot topic of the month? That's a... fuck a duck. Man, the difficulty spike is insane. Oh, you fuck. That is so frustrating that I keep doing that to myself. Because they just ride the trends, you know what I mean? And it was real popular to cover Resident Evil 9. They ride agendas. Wow, fuck a dog, dude. And a B. I went from like 20 lives to like 11, fuck. And for me, that's the worst thing about being a reviewer, dude. And where I lose all respect for IGN. Or any of those, because it's not just IGN. Kotaku is just as bad. The Gamer. It would be, you know what, it would be easier for me to list to you game reviewers, game journalists that I actually like, than it would be to list the ones that I don't. Or the ones that yeah. Literally. There are so few games reviewers that I actually like that it's easier to list the ones that I do like instead of the ones I don't. I think that 99% of games journalists suck ass. Yes, this is OBS. Oh, I was right at the end, and then I missed that last jump. You gotta be shitting me. Actually, hold on. I should be saved at the start of the last level, that way I have those lives back. I think 99% of all games journalists fucking suck. And yeah, there is. On OBS, there's a longer lag. There's nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. it's longer than on YouTube. Like I said, I've even turned the latency to low. This is the low latency. It's just one of those things. But there's so little games journalists that I like. Journalists. I have to always put the bunny ears up. Because they have an agenda. You know, like, opinions are subjective. And there's never going to be any reviewer that you agree with 100%. I'm sure that I've given opinions on games that you don't like. But the number one, like, sin of these games journalists is that their opinions are biased by an agenda. They're not just there to tell you about the game. Like with the Mouse PI guy. He was just like, well, I read a ton of noir literature, and I love detective stories, and did you see, here's this plot flaw in the ludonarrative dissonance. And that whole review for Mouse PI came across like that guy was trying to say, look at how smart I am. And it's like Roger Ebert criticizing a children's movie. So it's, that's what I'm saying, because, okay, so, I'm trying to figure out the way to put this. If you're a game reviewer, the only thing that you have is or even if you're any type of writer anyway, let's say you're not writing for games, whatever, the only thing that you have is your opinion. That is what your opinion has. That's your opinion. And so, the cardinal sin for something like that is not having a genuine opinion. That is like the number one thing about your job if you write magazines and stuff. You have to give your opinion and be entertaining. Okay? So, compromising your opinion in any way... Oh, hey, it's good to see you, Dustin. Compromising your opinion in any way is about the gravest sin you can make as a reviewer. That's all you have as a writer, is your opinion. So, that's the thing. Those are the two things I need from any game reviewer, any games journalist, any writer. Give me your opinion, your honest, unfiltered, unbiased opinion, and be entertaining. Okay? Because I don't have to agree with your opinion to like your article. You could do a video about a game, and I wouldn't agree with your opinions, but if it was a well-made video, I'd be like, hey, it's a good video. Maybe I don't agree, but I respect you. All of these games journalists, IGN, Kotaku, The Gamer, they have an agenda. So their opinion is automatically not genuine. And I swear with most of these games journalists, they wanted to be real journalists. Like, you know, fucking CNN News, and they couldn't hack it, so they just went into games. That's what it feels like. They're biting resentment. So... And their videos are also not entertaining either. Because, you know, I wouldn't like it if they had some kind of biased agenda. But maybe I could say, well, you know, even if I don't like the agenda, it's a well-made video. It's not. They don't make well-made videos. They go for clickbaity shit. Like, I've talked about this before, and I've even talked to you about it, Philippe. I'm sure Dustin has heard me talk about it. I used to love Game Informer. Because they gave good opinions, they were entertaining, even if I didn't agree with the score on the game. There's plenty of times Game Informer gave a score to a game that I disagreed, and I'm like, I like this game. Like, they gave Days Gone a 7, and And I really like Days Gone. I'm like, that's not cool. But I still liked and respected Game Informer because their articles were well written and entertaining and funny. And they were made with great time and care. They would do like stuff that was video game journalism. A lot of the time, Game Informer would be the very first people to break the scoop on a major story. Like, I can't tell you how many times Game Informer, back in the day, back in Game Informer's at its peak, when they had the massive story. Like, Borderlands 2 was literally announced to the world by Game Informer. They had the world fucking exclusive scoop. And at the time, the fact that they were like, hey, nobody even knew Borderlands 2 was coming. Now we're showing it to you. We have like 12 pages of fucking coverage with art from the developers and interviews with Randy Pitchford. That was like a serious piece of gaming journalism. And they would do like what YouTube videos now are, like lore retrospectives. They would give you the entire history of this studio. And as somebody who loves games and loves game history, I would read these big articles about these game studios, and that's kind of where I got a taste for gaming history. So I loved Game Informer. And even if I didn't agree with their opinion on the game, they usually had well-written articles and like felt like real gaming journalism. And then that stopped. And then the whole industry went downhill, and now it's just BuzzFeed level clickbait shit. So, your opinion is shit, and it's not even delivered in an entertaining fashion. And that's what I'm saying, like, that's what I aspire to be. Yeah, it would be cool to start a game mag. I don't even know if the market is there for it anymore. That's the sad part. But, you know, like, they're just, oh, hey, it's good to see you, MBK. I'm saying they don't write fucking actual hard-hitting pieces anymore. They do clickbait shit. You know? And that's what I'm saying is, like, it's a damn shame. Because, like IGN, just with the market, chaos! It's about sending a message! Fucking Joker. That's the thing about, I'm trying to figure out the way to put it. IGN is put to shame by, like, so many YouTube reviewers. There's so many YouTube reviewers that put YouTube to shame in game reviews and quality, and it like IGN. Oh, that's cool. Well, I appreciate it, Dustin. I'm glad to have new people here. I'm always trying to grow the channel. And I appreciate the support, Dustin. Just talk about games and the ruination of society. I appreciate that, MBK. It matters a lot to me. I appreciate it. I stream every day, pretty much. Unless something like major happens, obviously, if like an emergency happens or I'm needed, but pretty much every day I'm streaming. I can't even remember the last time I missed a day. Sometimes I stream more, sometimes I stream less, but pretty much every day I'm here. But anyway, so like, with IGN, that's their job. They're getting paid full-time to make these videos. And I hear that IGN pays a good salary, so at the very least I can credit IGN for that. They have professional editing tools. And they have corporate sponsorship. So, like, the IGN, theoretically, has access to much better tools, but then you have these fucking YouTubers out of their garage that actually make hard-hitting content that puts IGN to fucking shame. Like, some of the gaming YouTubers that I respect. Justin Boldino. Or Jake Boldino? I'm sorry. Jake Boldino. Mortismal Gaming. Shit. Alright, there's more than that. Give me a second, I have to think about him. But, I played a video game. He's the third one. He does long form, or I finished a video game, I'm sorry. I finished a video game. He does, like, incredibly long, like, documentaries about games. Like, he did an entire retrospective on the whole Prince of Persia series that was, like, 2 hour long. Shit blew me away. He doesn't post that much anymore, but Alpha Omega Sin was the shit. He only comes back and posts every now and then these days. But, like, Mortismal Gaming, dude. He reviews a game 100%. And his work ethic is fucking insane. He will literally come out with a game. A game will be out, like, 4 days. And he'll have a fucking review of 100%. And then put a shit ton of time into the game. I mean, he fucking is like a well-oiled machine. And yet his videos have insane quality. Modular Gaming. If you've ever seen him, he gives detailed retrospectives on old RPGs, like Ultima, and he did a video about all the FromSoft games, the old FromSoft games, like Kingsfield, that I fucking loved. And there's a couple more I can't think of right now. I would say AVGN, and I think AVGN is one of the all-time greats. But his modern videos, his videos have sucked for a long time. He literally said that he kind of lost passion for it. And he, like, let Screenwave come in and dictate all the stuff, and his stuff became super commercial. But I think, like, the first, like, 10 years of AVGN were fucking perfect. Like, he has set the gold standard. He's arguably what made YouTube reviewing a thing. Like, back in, like, 2006, he was on fucking YouTube reviewing games. Like, and I would say not even just games. Like, people, you know, giving, like, the YouTube opinion piece. He made that, like, a fucking thing. He basically created the whole modern, like, discourse. Yeah, exactly. He basically created the whole modern critic thing on YouTube. For movies, for games. Like, he jumped onto fucking YouTube when it was in its infancy before anyone else. And, like, so many AVGN videos are just near and dear to my heart. Like, he did a whole video about Castlevania. And, you know, most of his videos are, you know, negative. He plays terrible games. But for Castlevania, it was different. Because he fucking loves Castlevania. And it was his video. It was his video on Castlevania that got me to play the classic Castlevania games. And he spoke of, like, Super Castlevania 4 with such reverence that I tracked it down and bought a copy and played it because of him. And now I've played, like, all the classic Castlevania games. You know, like, I literally used to work at Walmart, and before I would go to work, I would watch all 4 of his Castlevania series, because it was like an hour, and I would just have it on in the background before I went to work. His fucking Big Rigs video is one of the funniest pieces of media ever created. The first time I saw his Big Rigs video, I literally was on the floor laughing until I cried. Like, I could not breathe. And he made them with, like, filmmaking quality, because originally he wanted to be a filmmaker. So he got, like, camera equipment, you know, and so when most reviewers were doing, like, really basic shit, he had, like, a full fucking film camera setup. And a shit ton of passion. And he did a really good horror series I like, you know. And I also used to really like The Completionist before it was revealed he was a con man, before he was revealed he was a fucking con man. I mean, that's all there is to it. He's a charity fucking scammer. I mean, all con man shit is bad. Okay? But, like, if he'd have come out that, like, he was conning, like, super high-end establishments and that shit, okay? But, like, that really hurt me when the Completionist was revealed to be a fucking piece of shit. Because I think that too many game reviewers, and reviewers in general, are into drama. I will get into drama sometimes when it pops up. Because sometimes a bad thing will happen, and I'm not going to hide it. But there's a difference between talking about bad things when they come up and focusing your entire YouTube channel on drama. And that's what I hate. And way too many game reviewers on YouTube just go for the drama. So, you know, if something bad happens that pisses me off, I will talk about it. If somebody gives me my opinion, hey Kieran, what did you think about this game? I'll say, I thought this was fucking terrible. I'm not going to lie to you. But I'm not going to seek out only bad stuff. Like, there's channels on YouTube, that's all they do is focus on the bad stuff and gaming. That's not what I want to be. And one of the things I liked about The Completionist was this was a guy that genuinely loved gaming, and he was a very positive channel. So in, like, a sea of gaming channels that were negative just to be negative for clicks, it was so refreshing to see a positive guy, and then, of course, unfortunately, it turned out that he was, well, the worst piece of shit of them all. He was fucking conning a charity. Oh yeah, Carl Jobst. I really like Carl Jobst. Because he does videos about, you know, speedrunning cheaters and stuff. And also speedruns. But he used to be a speedrunner. He literally has several world records on GoldenEye. And his videos are incredibly well made. And he literally will get immersed in the culture of whatever game he plays. So, like, he'll talk to the people and actually try playing the game himself. Like, I love Carl Jobst. I loved Apollo Legend, too. He was a really cool channel until he fucking killed himself. I was really upset about that. Because of Billy Mitchell. And then fucking Billy Mitchell fucking sued Carl Jobst over it. And I you know, people, I have to agree with Carl Jobst. Apollo Legend had mental issues. Okay? And he was one of the people that covered Billy Mitchell's cheating. And Billy Mitchell bullied Apollo Legend into a settlement, threatening him for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And Apollo Legend had to pay out the ass. And because he would have won. I firmly believe he would have won, but he didn't have the money to fight. So, like, Apollo Legend was struggling financially, and he made Apollo Legend have to, like, settle legal fees and give him money and shit. And Apollo Legend was already in a bad state, and it's one of the main things that contributed to Apollo Legend fucking killing himself. And Carl Jobst basically said, he said the truth, he said, I believe the truth, that Billy Mitchell's frivolous lawsuit and him harassing Apollo is what helped contribute to him fucking killing himself, and that's what Billy Mitchell took him to court for. Because he's like, well, I didn't technically tell him to go kill himself, so by the letter of the law, it's defamation. And it's like, okay, dude, you fucking bullied a mentally ill dude, and then you extorted him for thousands of dollars because you knew he couldn't afford to take you to court. And Billy Mitchell actually has a lot of money. So yeah, now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I don't believe anybody can make you commit suicide. No matter what, Apollo Legend has ultimately decided to kill himself. You can have a terrible life, but ultimately, you are the one who decided, I'm going to kill myself. Okay? But, however, you absolutely can say, you definitely put somebody in the position to consider it. Okay? So it's like, if you ruin somebody's life, and then they kill themselves, obviously they killed themselves. And you didn't make them kill themselves, but you did contribute to the situation that made it seem like an appealing offer. Does that make sense? Where it's like, okay, you can't make somebody kill themselves, but you can't say you're blameless either, because it's like, they wouldn't want to kill themselves if you weren't ruining their fucking life. It's like, okay, it's like basically like this. You can say, and my dad says, that nobody can make you feel any way except how you want to feel. So, you decide if you're depressed about something. But if somebody ruins your fucking life, shoots your mom, rapes your dog, and then you get upset about that, you can say, well, you're the one who chose to get upset about that, but that person who's doing that also played a part. So, no, he didn't directly put the fucking gun in Apollo Legend's hand. But he did see a mentally ill guy and fucking bullied and harassed him with money. So you're absolutely right, he helped contribute to that. Yeah, sorry, I got off topic, I guess. I was just listening to some of my favorite gaming YouTubers. And Apollo Legend, before he died, was one of my favorite. And then that's how Billy Mitchell got Carl Jobst. Carl Jobst was humiliated because he lost the lawsuit. But basically, Carl Jobst was basically taken to court for slander and defamation. And all he said was, I feel like you got helped kill my friend. Because he was friends with Apollo Legend. And, you know, anyone in the right mind could understand he wasn't literally saying Billy Mitchell killed Apollo Legend. He was saying that he absolutely kicked a guy with severe mental issues while he was down, and that led to it. And obviously, after losing his friend, he was really upset. And if like, my friend was borderline suicidal, and then this dude bullied him and harassed him with money because he could afford to, and then my friend killed himself, you bet your ass I'd be fucking angry at him, and I would say he's a piece of fucking shit. So, honestly, Carl Jobst didn't do anything I wouldn't have done. I actually like the boss fights in this game quite a lot. The boss fights in the original games, I'd say that was probably the weakest aspect of the original DKC games, was the boss fights are kind of eh. They actually have really good boss fights in this game. I would honestly say most of the time in platformers, 2D or 3D platformers, most of the time the boss fights are eh. Like, it's hard to think of a 2D game that doesn't have a shitty, boss fights. damn it. Get the fuck out of here! Oh shit. Okay, with these I need to move before they spread out. Gotcha. Fuck. Fuck you, bro! Ow, bitch! I'll be seeing you in hell! Oh, shit. Oh shit, wow. I'm saving. See, like, these are like 10 times more elaborate and cool than like any boss fight you see in a fucking 2D Mario game. I pelt you with your young! First try! Suck a big ol' yeah. Yeah, this island, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, so African safari themed. Bright savannah, yeah. Hey, Mama Africa! Shit! I was doing so well, man. I'm sorry, Diddy! Ah, shit, I jumped too soon, my bad. Oh shit! Fuck, dude. Boa Bob Bonanza, okay? Ah, shit. Ah, fuck. Fucking penguins. It's too damn hot out here for a penguin. Fuck. Oh shit. Oh my god. Frantic Fields. Oh, shit. Oh shit, okay. Oh shit. No. Oh god. Aww. Oh shit. Oh! Okay, so now we're just in the tornado. Fantastic. Meanwhile, the fucking bullets in the background, dude. That's so great. Oh shit. Scorching torch. I think like a brush fire. Ah, okay. Alright, I'll be back. I'm gonna take a short break.